Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to the Horror Experience, Episode 2.
Yay.
It took about forever to get this going today.
More like 3 hours.
It just seems like every time we try this, everything goes wrong.
In one way or another.
But anyway, welcome to Episode 2 of the Horror Experience. I am your host, The Butcher, as always, and across from me, the man that needs no introduction, Mr. Schizo the Clown.
Idly ho, neighborinos.
Okay. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is our podcast on the Blair Witch Project. One of my favorite films.
It is a very, very good film.
And we're going to get into that here in just a second. Before we do, a little bit of news on the wire this week.
Ooh.
Is the official poster dropped for Eli Roth's The Ice Cream Man.
Aha.
You
yay.
saw this.
Yes, I did.
Anything attached with anything that's coming out with his name attached on it,
It's going to be
definitely-
good.
Yeah, it gets like it perks my ears up. But just a little bit on this. We're not going to get too much into it, but the official poster dropped, and it's supposed to be out August 7th of 2026 this year. And just a brief statement on he says in this movie he wants to outdo Hostel, Green Inferno, and Cabin Fever
Good luck, my friend.
in terms on how insane it is. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Eli Roth. A bunch of you probably are, but Green Inferno was freaking nuts, man.
Which I need to actually sit down and watch.
I mean, all those three combined, I don't know how he's gonna. I'm intrigued.
Right. As
Like
am I.
I'm like, if it would have been anybody else, which there was the movie The Ice Cream Man that came out in, what was it, like the 90s or something?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
And if it wouldn't have had his name attached to it, I probably would have just wrote it off. But
Right.
I'm looking forward to this, and so that's definitely something you want to look out for. And one more thing I want to touch on before we get started, real quick, is the Halloween game,
Yes.
the video game that's going to be coming out.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I want to say right now they have it as September 8th of this year.
Oh, boy.
And I've seen some screenshots of it. Some people have played it, and it has gotten like rave reviews. So I don't want to get too much into it. We'll probably touch base on it later on. We were actually thinking on, when the game comes out, doing a live video with us playing the game.
Right. A temptation.
And running y'all through it, to see how good the game is, if we can even get our hands on it at the time. But anyway,
Right.
something you definitely will look into is the new Halloween game that'll be coming out this year. So, here we go. The Blair Witch Project. This movie, I don't know where to start. I know it got a lot of mixed reviews in the beginning. First of its kind.
Started a whole genre.
It started the whole, we didn't have that in the beginning. And everything was just pretty much the same formula until the found footage whole thing started with the Blair Witch Project.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out in 99, July 30th of 1999. And directors on that, Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Myrick. I hope I said that right. And the budget for this film was $60,000, which even for 99 wasn't a whole hell of a lot.
No, not really.
But box office after that movie hit was $248.6 million.
Talk about doubling, tripling, quadrupling.
That's a hell of a profit.
Yes, sir. I mean, good Lord.
I mean, really, marketing played a big part in that too.
Marketing was genius.
We're going to touch on that in this episode as well. The cast was Mr. Joshua Leonard, which he continued his career later on as an actor, producer, writer, and director. And just to name a few of his films were Unsane, Madhouse, and Depraved. And of course, there were more movies after that. And I don't remember what movie it was that I decided to watch one day. It was one of those days where I had nothing else to do, and I turned this movie on. It sounded interesting. And I kept looking at this dude, and I kept, dude, I know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the hell is this dude? And of course, I stopped it, got on my phone, looked it up. Oh, Josh. Okay, I knew that guy. I mean, he was a little bit older, got a little more weight. Josh, if you hear this, no offense.
Right.
And then Mike, he continued acting later on. He was in an episode of Law and Order.
What?
Which I did not know.
No.
And to name a few of his alt movies, Altered, The Objective, and that was, I thought that was another one I wrote down. But either way, Law and Order, Altered, and The Objective, to name a few of his accomplishments after the Blair Witch Project. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do not edit this.
Nope.
This is just, we're going with it. Now, the big one here is Miss Heather Donahue.
Oh, yeah.
Which, oh, man, I kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah, the things that
in a lot
happened.
of ways. And I didn't understand why she changed her name and distanced herself from it. But come to find out, and I'm going to butcher this because I have played this over in my head on how to say this, and I don't know how to say it. Somebody out there probably knows how to say it, and they're yelling at me. Well, they're about to. So she changed her name to, here we go. Rei is the first name.
Uh-huh.
Do you have like,
it has to be like Ray or some shit like that. I don't know.
Last name Hance. So that was what she had changed her name to. And she changed that sometime between 2016 and 2021 to distance herself from the film, saying that using her real name in the film has been her biggest regret.
Right.
She had quit acting in 2008. Blames her success of her feature film debut, The Blair Witch Project, which led to her being typecast repeatedly. Now she works as a pot farmer, writer, and coach.
Wahoo!
She experienced extreme unwanted attention, including harassment, and the public and industry believed that she was merely playing herself rather than acting.
Right.
So basically, she wasn't like hiding behind a name. She played herself in the movie.
Right. That's what they were trying to say.
Yeah, she really couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
With that or
say, no, I
herself.
really was playing a character that ironically had my name.
So on March 25th of 2000 in Santa Monica was the 20th annual Golden Raspberry Awards, or the Razzies, as some people might know it. And I actually, when I saw Razzies, I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
And she was awarded the Worst Actress Razzie for her performance in the movie.
I mean,
so And I think because there were so many people after that did that infamous shot of her in the camera with the snot running out of her.
Yeah,
That was
but
everywhere.
but it wasn't on purpose. She didn't know that it was zoomed in like that.
No, she thought she was getting her whole face in the
Right.
camera, and she was. And it ended up being a brilliant shot. But
Yes.
unfortunately, she got a lot of heat for it.
Yeah, and the apology she actually came up with herself. Like that was her own words.
Yeah, and a lot of people labeled her a bitch, too. in the
Right,
movie
because of how she
all-
acted in the movie.
All the stuff that went down. And
it had
of
to be
course-
her way. To hell with everything else.
And of course, Merrick and Sanchez got all the credit, while Josh, Mike, and Heather they're given very little credit on the movie.
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand why she went the way she did,
Yeah, most definitely.
because she really got the shaft on that.
Yeah.
But she went on later to write a memoir called Grow Girl. Now, I don't know where you can get that or
Right.
exactly,
Yeah.
but yeah, she definitely went on to do a memoir, and I don't know if that's based on. One thing I would definitely like to read, because I didn't know that was out until I
didn't
got
either.
the facts on that, and I was like, oh, that's something I'd like to read. So if any of you out there have read it, let us know
Yes.
if it's a good read, because I would definitely like to check it out myself. So definitely the first of its kind in found footage. I mean, we had never had a movie like that ever. And it got mixed reviews, of course, because of the shaky camera, and because everybody, I mean, at that time, everything was it was professionally shot. Everything
Right.
was. So you get a movie like this, and the camera's going haywire the whole time, and everything else.
But that's what gave it its real feel, like how it actually was supposed to look.
Well, yeah, but I don't think people were ready for it, because
No,
I know there were a
they
lot of
weren't.
people that they said, a lot of people that worked in the industry,
Right.
that worked, let's say in the movie theaters, were saying that a lot of people got sick and
Right.
could not make it to the restroom,
Right.
like a lot because of vertigo. And
Right.
my mom suffers from that. Like when we go somewhere, she cannot ride in the back seat. She has to ride up front.
Right. Yeah.
Because if not, she gets all disoriented. She used to be able to go to amusement parks because we all went together. We went to Disney. We went everywhere.
Yeah.
She got to where she couldn't go anymore because it threw her off.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't get it. Like, why is all this hatred for this movie?
Right.
Like, I absolutely loved it. I went the night that it opened because, we got that. All we got in the beginning was that whole thing of 3 filmmakers went to the woods in Burkittsville to shoot a documentary about the witch or whatever, and a year later their footage was found. Like that was all we got.
Right.
And internet was very limited, so it's not like you could just Google search it and see if it was real or not. I mean, that was like all you got. Then Curse of the Blair Witch came out,
Which was insane.
on the Sci-Fi Channel, and let's see. I got my notes here. Curse of the Blair Witch. July 12th came out that year prior. And it had, the documentary / mockumentary, if you will, had all those news reports and
all the fake
all the
reports
footage
and
and
everything.
Oh, hell.
Setting it all up.
I mean, it was, look, it was almost like I said to myself, and we all say, this is the first of its kind. This was never done before. But if you really think about it, and somebody had mentioned it in the book, because I have the, let's see, 2024, the box set for the Blair Witch Project came out. It was a UK box set, not available here. And I thought, I kind of passed on it because I didn't know if it would play. Come to find out, some of our players play it, some of it don't. So I kind of passed on it. later on, I couldn't get it because it was out of print. I did not realize that. My wife, being the genius that she is, tracked one down and got it for me for Christmas this past year. If you can get your hands on it, it has so much stuff. It's like 3 discs, and it's got the field notebook. It's got oh man. Actually, if you would, Sir Schizo, it's right there on my shelf. I meant to bring that out today because I was going to read some stuff from it. Could you grab that for me?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Carefully. But either way, it's a great box set. If you could track one down, your best bet's going to be eBay. You're probably going to pay a good little bit for it, but I'm telling you, it is going to be worth it because this thing is loaded with features. Thank you, sir. He just handed that to me. I will be reading a couple of things from the book because it has a book in it, which is very informative. It's got so much stuff in it. We'll go through it a little bit later. But I was sold on that, and I had to see it. So I remember back before you could just look your movies up on the internet, you had to either call the theater or look in the newspaper.
Ah, the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. I rode around theater to theater, sold out every freaking one until I found one theater had one ticket left, and I bought it. And we covered this in episode 1 a little bit, and that movie shook me.
Right, it did. It shook a lot of people.
It shook, because I had, like I said before, I had shot so much home video before. I lost myself in that movie. I almost forgot I was in the theater. I was so focused on that, and it was like I was watching one of my own videos.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, we would have heard about that. We would have gone looking for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally, when I walked out of that movie, because it was packed, dude. It was sold out. It was packed. When I left, I had to go to the bar. Like, I had to go to the bar and have a drink.
Right.
I was literally that shaken. And I remember, because that was like the big thing then, was the Blair Witch Project. And everybody, when I went in there, dude, did you go see it? Did you go see it? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. You're going to have to go see it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I need a drink. I'm literally, my hands were shaking and everything. And some people, I'm probably going to laugh at me. Oh, it wasn't that bad. It was. And maybe it wasn't to you. But when you live, like when video cameras came out, this is going to date me. Those were like the greatest things on the planet, because before, all we had was just like a solid state recorder with a little cord and a microphone.
Yeah.
Or a ghetto blaster, boom box, whatever you want to call it, or whatever. And when video cameras were the size of a damn bazooka, and they cost a fortune, and then they broke them down, they got a little bit smaller. But either way, you got your first video camera, man. That was the greatest thing ever, because now all this stuff that you recorded audio on, now we can make videos on it.
Yes,
and I'll never, dude, the first time, I'm going to get off track a little bit, but I got to tell this one. I remember our neighbors had a big birthday. So my mom, my dad went and rented a video camera. Now, these were the things that were the size of a bazooka. You had to hold on to your shoulder. And me and my friend and I, we were like excited. We got a video camera. Look, there's a video camera. So we wanted to grab a hold of it, because before we'd been doing all these stupid shows on just audio, just on a cassette tape.
Right.
So no one was looking. Can we hold the camera for a minute? Because everybody's like over there distracted with the birthday. So yeah, go ahead. They didn't pay any attention. So we grabbed the camera and took off with it. So we decided to shoot a commercial for constipation. And I had a boat. It was a Lego boat. It was like a cargo ship. And we were pushing. We had the camera set on the floor, and we were pushing the boat real slow, like in front of the camera. And then the audio was, "Have you ever felt days like this?" And about the time we got that, there was a knock on the door, and my parents figured out we had the camera, and they took it. Damn it!
No,
We were so close to shooting our commercial, and it sucked. But either way, I'll never forget walking into the dining room one morning, and Mom and Dad are sitting at the table, and they got all these papers everywhere. They sell papers, and they're looking at stuff. I'm like, "What are y'all doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're thinking about getting a video camera today." I literally, and my mom laughs about this to this day, I got tears in my eyes.
I believe it.
We get the camera. Now we're going to have access to it 24/7. You know. So, without sparing you any more of the goofiness here, that was it, man. Once we got the camera, we took it everywhere. We videoed everything. So, the Blair Witch to me it just hit that much harder.
Yeah.
Because we videoed so much, man. Everywhere we went, everything we did, we had that camera.
Right.
And if we heard of something or saw something interesting, we didn't think about it. We just did it. So same thing here. You know, although they were doing it for a class thing or whatever.
Right, a documentary
we would have
for
just
class.
been, "Oh, dude, there's a witch out here? Really? Dude, let's gear up and let's go look for it."
Right.
So I think really in the theater, and I don't know, I can't really describe it. I literally just zoned out.
Right.
I was so focused on that screen, I forgot
Yeah.
where I was. And when it ended and the credits are going and everybody's walking out, I remember I just sat there, and when I snapped out of it, I'm like, "What the hell?
Right.
What did I just watch? What's that? Especially that ending scene when she's down in the bed and Mike's just standing in the corner. She goes,
great.
Mike, blam.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it just ends.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shook the hell out. I remember goosebumps just running up my every hair on me stood up.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember us after that, we wanted to go. And I think everybody else does. I remember after the release, the town of Burkittsville, and I want to say it was that following October, because remember it was, I think, in October. Did they say that? Oh, I'm looking up at my thing, but I can't. Oh, I got it right here. What was the whole thing? Oh, darn it. Either way, I think they shut that town down. Well, I don't think. But I remember reading that they weren't allowing anyone in.
Yeah, they had gotten tired of all the who's it's what's it's coming through because of the movie. People were actually stealing the sign, apparently.
They were kept stealing the sign to Burkittsville. They were going in people's yards.
Yeah.
And taking stuff. And that crowd, that town was just, we're a very small town.
It really
Not
was.
very big.
No, it wasn't.
Was getting overrun, and the cops, everybody shut it down and said, "Do not bother coming here. You're not coming in."
Right, yeah.
We were planning a trip. We wanted to go. We wanted to see if this was real because we were still buying it, like a lot of people. And, of course, our trip got shut down. I mean, we were going to, you and I discussed this one day off.
Oh, yeah.
Off the mics, and we were going to pretty much make that like a military operation.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to go in there like Predator, damn it.
That's
we
right.
Were
We were
going to
go dark.
Things. We were going, I mean, I'm going to end it at that because I know we were talking about taking in some other weaponry. And we're going to end it at that. That's Either way, we were going to make this thing a military operation, damn it. And it was going to be more or less, if any of you have seen The Predator, and I guarantee you it would have been that scene when Blaine got killed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Macwin, and then they're all sitting there just mowing everything down.
Yeah.
That would have been us the second we would have heard something in the middle of the night.
Miniguns everywhere.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. but I don't think the Blair Witch bleeds, so we would have been kind of shit out of luck.
Right, just a little bit.
And I bought it, and everybody bought it.
Right,
for years and years and years. And then there was that day that I was just sitting there randomly watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I've talked.
Yep.
The Steak and Shake commercial came on. I don't know if any of you out there ever saw that commercial. I can't remember the year. I just remember sitting there and all of a sudden, wait a minute. That's Heather Donahue. Wait, why is she on a... Aren't you supposed to... Wait a damn minute. What the hell is going on here? Ain't she supposed to be lost out in the woods? Why is she on a stake? It confused the hell out of me. And then, when the DVD came out, and I decided, let's hit the director's commentary.
Which is outstanding.
Genius.
Yes.
I'm like, I couldn't be pissed.
No.
Because, I mean, I was in awe about how well done and what they did. I just...
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I bought this the whole time. I thought it was real. But damn it.
But it's because how marketing sold it. Like, first it came out with the mockumentary, and then they had the actual film. Like, the mockumentary went through so much stuff.
Well, they said they had gotten their ideas from fake documentaries in the past, inside and outside the horror genre, both in the style of the film and its promotion. So there were things outside of it, and the book listed a few that I had not heard of, that they used to kind of get that story going.
Right, yeah.
That they use as their inspiration,
they looked at other legends and kind of made it their own.
And, I mean, made for, as you saw, nothing, 60,000.
Yeah.
And what it grossed. But it offered reality, which we hadn't had.
Right.
Reality. Everything was... Like we all know, it was the Frankenstein's monster. It was the Wolfman, the Mummy, Creature from Black Lagoon, Freddy, Jason, Michael, Leatherface, the list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
But this was reality.
Literally.
This was
literally
no-name actors we had not seen before. They auditioned over 2,000 actors before they found the three that they wanted.
Looking for the right attitudes, voices, and how they carry themselves.
2,000. That's a lot of auditioning.
It really is. But hey, they knew what they were doing.
And they got it right.
Yeah.
I mean, they got it right. And I mean, there's so much speculation around this film. There's so many theories. There's so many things that go on. I know that one speculation was that Josh and Mike were the antagonists.
Yeah.
Of the film.
That they were the bad guys.
Luring Heather into the woods and then killing her while keeping their guilt off camera.
Right.
One of many of the theories that have gone on in that movie. But I know that the directors, that Merrick and Sanchez deliberately minimized contact with them, and they employ GPS to track their progress.
Yeah.
In the woods.
Right. Yeah.
Until like there's a couple of, and I'm kind of reading off of some notes here, so I'm kind of bouncing around because I knew some things, but then I learned some things, so I had to kind of jot in between.
They even had some radio contact. Like in one of the spots when it was raining, they said they had lost radio contact.
They lost because, I think they had gone farther than they were supposed to.
They were going faster than they were
ended up at somebody's house.
Yeah, because they had lost that radio contact, was going faster than they were. Instead of stopping and looking at stuff, they were just beelining because it was raining. Yeah, because it was raining.
They missed the note because they would drop notes for them. To kind of tell them like the next
guide
thing
them to
that
the tent.
was yeah. And
because they didn't actually carry the tent. That was set up by the director and the producer ahead of time.
Yeah.
But they really were carrying their backpacks.
Yeah, that's what I said, is they left notes for each other for each actor with cryptic messages. Heather's recollection said they had directives like, when you pass the big log with the sign, make sure the camera is on.
Right.
I mean, something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Or something, the impending doom is getting ready to happen. It was like one of her recollections of the thing. And of course, they limited their access to traditional comforts, food, and sleep.
They really were hoofing it. Like, they actually used the lavatory in the woods.
Oh, dude. And it was, yeah. I mean, it's genius.
Yeah.
I mean, how they did that. And I know that, I mean, they even had like a timeline of events. Sorry, I don't mean to speak away from the phone. But they actually, in this book, they had a timeline of events that they had released. And it went all the way back to like, let's see here. I'm looking at the book now. It was a Blair Witch timeline. It went back as far as 1785.
Ah, when the legend started.
That started the whole thing. And it goes through the whole Rustin Parr thing. And it goes through even February of 1996. It goes through October 23rd of 97. Found footage of their children's last days is turned over to the families of Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, and Mike Williams. Angie Donahue contacts Axum Films to examine the footage and piece together the events of October 20th, 28th, 1994. And it's got, the deaths at Coffin Rock and everything. I mean, they really went all out on this. I mean, it's like October 26th, 1994. Or I'm sorry, let me go back. October 25th, the first ABP was issued. October 26th, the Maryland State Police launched their search of the Black Hill area, an operation that lasts 10 days and includes up to 100 men aided by dogs, helicopters, and even a flyby a Department of Defense satellite.
That's crazy.
I mean, they went.
But then didn't that search team get lost? And they had to do another search team to look for that one?
They may have.
Because that sounds like something I remember hearing.
They may have. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that whisper, and he's over by like a lot of stuff, so I had to, But that's just to name a few, like some of the notes that they did on. I mean, even the stuff that they did. Well, that in October 21st in the early morning, Heather interviews two fishermen.
Yes,
that were on. That was the son-in-law and the dad or whatever. That was everybody like the fan favorite.
Yeah.
And those two like really like nailed it, man. That was like really, really cool. And then there was like even some like even in here the proposal for the project. And there's so much in here I can't read it all. But just a little bit of Blair Witch Project is a horror film disguised as a documentary, structured like In Search of, or any of today's popular investigative television programs. The film examines the disappearance of three filmmakers while shooting a documentary on the Blair Witch, a legend of Maryland rural folklore. With real-time immediacy of cops, the Blair Witch Project will show the filmmakers' horrifying journey to the supernatural and analyze their fate with scrutiny of 2020. The goal of the film, like Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, is to heighten the drama of the story through the audience perceives to be real.
And they succeeded.
And there again, it's one of those things that you say, well, it's the first of its kind, and it is in film. But if you think about it, as far as getting people to believe a story, the War of the Worlds
is actually the
really kind of started.
Yeah.
Because that, and again, like we said before, we're going to do a big episode on that.
Yep.
Hopefully this year. And we're also talking about, we discussed this off the air, of doing it live. So
which will be fun
we're
to
going to
do.
start the broadcast, the original broadcast live, and then go into where we can actually interact with all of you who would like to interact with us as we're discussing it and break it down. You could have questions or mention this or what that. So that's an option that we're looking into to do that. But I know I also have in here that there's some stuff in the book too of some of the notes that were left. But I know they started planning this movie in '93. And they put together an 8-minute teaser and shared it with notable indie producer John Pearson, who was the host of Bravo's Split Screen. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Yeah,
I don't think
me
I ever
neither.
saw it. But I took it as the more I read, it was just some kind of, I don't know if it was on the internet or what at the time, but I know he was blown away by what they had done and commissioned 2 segments for his show for $10,000.
What?
The first was a recut teaser that aired in '97 with a follow-up revealing clips from the woods in 1998. This would provide the financing to get it off the ground.
Huh.
So there was a little bit going on before we knew it. And then they had created the BlairWitch.com in 1998, which allowed the team at Haxan Films to further build the mythology.
Right.
So that's when internet was just kind of sort of getting, I mean, it was kind of going.
It was in its baby stage.
It was starting to pick up.
Yeah.
A little bit. So people could kind of get, but you couldn't like really just search, is the Blair Witch real? Is a bit, you know, you got AI now and everything else. Is a Blair Witch real? Is this real? Is this, you know, they put on the internet, someone, so and so died. You could get on there and in within 10 seconds know if it's real or not.
Right.
You couldn't do that then.
Nope.
I mean, we're pretty much on our own. And then let's see, they presented images from the Blair Witch Project footage and highlighted key storyline moments as evidence, like photos and like as far as evidence, there were like photos of the film cans.
Yeah.
And the camera found by the local college students and pages from Heather's journal, which had been quote unquote discovered or buried beneath the foundation of an old cabin in the Burkittsville woods.
Right.
So those were like all images that they put on all that stuff to make people believe.
Yeah.
That those were like the camera photos and everything of what they had found. And they positioned themselves as documentarians who had been given the footage to edit and tell the tragic story, which was pretty much Merrick and Sanchez.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting a downpour out here. Hopefully the mics aren't picking it up. I know these are very sensitive. We've got the denoise down pretty far. We're supposed to get some weather today, so hopefully we don't lose power.
Right.
If all of a sudden we go silent, we lost everything.
Right.
So hopefully we won't. But Artisan Entertainment purchased the film after its world premiere for $1.1 million.
That's insane.
The Haxan team, as you all know, if you've seen the movie, you've seen Haxan films. Haxan team created the missing person flyers, and Artisan later picked up on these and posted them on college campuses and at the Cannes Film Festival.
Dude.
And I remember seeing those.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing those, and they actually had a shirt with those missing photos on it. Yeah, they actually had a shirt. I remember seeing that. I know, let's see, executive producer Kevin Fox, who boarded the project in 1998, made some bootleg copies to give it to friends and family to help spread the word. Remember, I was talking about this off camera. Somehow, an unfinished copy made its way to the internet, and it's in its incomplete state added fuel to the marketing.
Right.
Which the marketing was already genius.
Mm-hmm. But then that beautiful accident happened.
All you had was that little line of, what was it, 1994, 3 filmmakers go into the woods to film a documentary on the Blair Witch, and a year later their footage was found. That was all we got.
Yeah.
And then the sci-fi special comes out, which was the documentary, mockumentary, with all the news reports and all the thing. They interview Heather's mom and all this. Shit, man, you couldn't help but believe it.
Right.
I mean, it was just like War of the Worlds in 1938. People that were at parties or whatever that had just turned on the radio, just happened to flip it on that didn't catch the beginning.
When they said this is a not actual thing, it's a play.
Yeah. Hell, they bought it. And there's a lot more that goes into that. I was about to say it, but I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, let's not do that.
We're going to save that. We've got a lot of information. I have a whole lot of information on War of the Worlds. Anything I can get my hands on, this War of the Worlds, I have it. And so I want to save that knowledge for when we do the thing. So we're going to. That was Thunder. What proper
what more
atmosphere for
the
Blair Witch is rain and thunder right now, folks.
Right.
This is great. So moving on, I know that let's see, Artisan relaunched BlairWitch.com at the start of April 1999, stripping it back to the basic mythology, and they updated it with new artifacts and special features, including an interview with Heather's mother. We just mentioned that. And even went so far to list the trio of main cast members as missing, presumed dead, on their respected IMDb pages.
Right. Awesome. That's just genius.
I mean, the marketing on this movie was genius.
Right.
I mean, it was absolutely, and I think that's one of the reasons this movie did as well as it did. No one had done that before. No one had done that before.
Because they thought of everything to touch base on, because they even found somebody to play a teacher that was teaching her to be a film student. Like you said, interviewed her mom, her best friend. They had the police, faux police anyway, about how they were doing their investigation. They did their best, this, that, never mind.
Yeah, there were some locals that they interviewed, but some were plants.
Yeah, they were
like
plants.
The older guy, the one woman,
the one with the child.
Notes. Her name? No. The one that lived in that trailer, the one that told the story of the Blair Witch.
Oh, Patty.
Patty.
Everything about her was real.
And she also one of the oldest
interns,
college students.
Yeah, and the only one to sign up for the project.
What was it? And they said they were on their way back. They took her.
They were taking her home,
and she was changed her pants.
Yeah, in the back seat.
One of the guys just like, I just hung my head out the window.
Yep.
They're like, oh, what's going on back there? I'm sure that was a trip.
Oh yeah.
But what got me was, as well as when you watch the film, and it all feels like it's in one area. And it's actually not, like had come to find out. I know that it was filmed in 3 different locations. The opening scenes with, of course, the town and everything, and then, of course, where they did the graveyard and all that was in Burkittsville.
The only scene in Burkittsville.
Right. Everything done in the woods was in Seneca Creek. And then the one shot with the house at the very end was in Patapsco Valley. So you look at a map, it's kind of spread out and kind of looks like almost a triangle kind of sort of.
Right.
Which was kind of disappointing when you found all that out. You looked at a map and you're like, damn, this was kind of spread out. I thought it was all, I thought you rode through town, and then as you went through town, there was that long road, and then you pulled over, and then that was I thought everything was together. I was like, well, that was kind of disappointing.
A little bit.
I mean, again, it was, I don't want to say Hollywood magic, because it definitely wasn't Hollywood. But
no, it was not.
Again, the genius of these filmmakers and crew on how they did that with the budget they did, was just, my hat's off. I just it could never be done this way again. I mean, and
No.
there's I mean, it started found footage. I
Yeah.
mean, the whole found footage thing started with the Blair Witch Project, and now pretty much everybody knows.
Yeah,
and I've
literally.
watched, I don't know how many, but I really stay away from a lot of them
Yeah.
because they're so poorly done. It doesn't hook me at all. But there are
Right.
some that's like, oh, I wonder if I'll tell you one that really interests me is Horror in the High Desert.
Never seen that one.
Those, there's like 3 or 4 of them. I have not seen the other ones. They are not streaming. They are like hard to
Get a hold of and see.
get. Oh,
It's coming down
it's
now.
really coming down now, folks. If you hear anything in the background, we apologize. Hopefully, you're not picking this up. We won't know till we play it back. But it's really coming down outside now. And the cat's going nuts. It's okay. Calm down. That is Nubbins, by the way.
That's right.
So moving on, I know the crew moved the tents ahead of them, and they spent 6 days
Yeah.
in the woods. Let me see if I can, hold on, man. We've got some weird stuff going on here. There we go.
Yeah,
a
that's
little
much
bit
better.
Sorry, I had to adjust something on the soundboard. The most expensive part of the film, they said, were getting the rights to Gilligan's Island.
Just that little snippet.
When they were that little snippet, we're seeing it at the
It's the skipper,
fire.
you TV illiterate people.
Yeah. that was great. That and the power bar. They said they took them a while to get the power bar, and then they said, if you notice, that flavor
Was not actually out
wasn't
yet.
out yet. They were like, it was the oatmeal raisin.
Yeah, it was oatmeal raisin. It's like, they're like, oh, oatmeal raisin wasn't a flavor yet? No.
They had that.
But then they started getting a lot of them after that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then there was the one song they wanted to put in it, but they couldn't.
I think it was an Animals song,
Yeah,
right?
it was like too expensive, or they
Yeah.
couldn't. But either way. Now, once they got out there, and all of those you have seen, I know the second night is the crew making the noise in the woods, and Heather almost caught one of them.
Yeah.
Like he came up, and when you see her bending down and she's walking to it, and he goes, I kept having to walk backwards because she almost saw me.
Yeah.
And I know they said they had to wear safety goggles.
Yeah,
because of all the dry branches and everything
Yeah.
out there could have gouged their eyes out. Because all the branches and everything were so like, I don't know. You've seen the movie, they're just like, they're all hanging out. And
They're literally face level.
And I know I've done it when I was a kid running through the woods, and one jabbed you in the eye, man. That shit hurt.
Right.
And then, of course, we're talking about, they had that rain day when they had to reshoot.
Mm-hmm.
And they had that, what did they say? It rained for like
24 hours
straight. And they said they had to spend the one night they had to spend the night at the Red Roof Inn when their tents and sleeping bags got soaked because it had rained for 24. They had gone ahead of them and shot, but that's when they had missed the notes and ended up at someone's house.
Yep.
So they didn't get to all their stuff growing there, and everything was soaked.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't do that. So they had to stay at a Red Roof Inn that night, which was kind of funny, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was the night they laid the rock piles outside the tent.
Yeah.
And almost woke them up doing it.
Because the leaves were so dry, they had to walk so slowly. Because that fall was just so dry.
The different times when they had that 24-hour rain, but then the times that they had shot, it was dry.
Right. And they had a safe word for that. They literally said, taco. And they knew they couldn't come out of the tent. Yep. They knew they didn't have to come out of the tent because they're like, yeah, we're doing something that's not supposed to be seen yet. So, taco, come out in the morning.
Yep. Genius, man.
Right.
It's great. I love every bit of this, man. And I know the kid voice recording What was it? It was
They were kids that his mom knew, and the sound guy recorded them on 3 different things so they could play them on different boomboxes. They were just playing, reading, doing gibberish.
They had lived across the street from her house, I think. She used to babysit
it was across the
them
street.
or something.
Yeah, she used to babysit them.
And they played that audio through the boombox. Then, of course, the crew was the ones that grabbed the tent and started shaking it.
Yeah, scared the piss out of them.
Rick Marino was the one that was running when Heather's running, and she's, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Wearing white long johns.
He's wearing all white long johns and everything, and he's running beside her. I mean, hell, that was probably scared the hell out of me, too.
Right.
Although you're filming a movie,
mm-hmm.
but you're not really given a script. You're given very little direction.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you wake up, you hear this kids outside the tent, then the tent starts shaking.
Right.
And they're like, okay, just run along this trail.
Right.
I mean, probably freaked the hell out of me, too. Just looked something out of the corner of my eyes running beside me and all white. They said somebody fell in the creek.
Yeah, one of them fell in the creek.
Man.
And it was cold.
Yeah, they talked about how cold it was on a lot of those nights. I mean, and then some of those scenes when Josh had gone.
Yeah, he was already gone.
And one of them yelled out of the tent. You can see the breath.
It was Mike. Because he's screaming, Josh, and you can see that big puff of smoke. That is his breath.
And then, of course, the night afterwards, when Josh got slimed, that was, of course,
KY jelly.
KY jelly.
Nope, settle down.
Another inside joke, folks. We will. We may.
No.
You in later. We're thinking about. We're honestly thinking about maybe, if this is successful, doing another podcast of maybe a little more comedy.
Yep.
And we can branch out onto our inside jokes, if you will. If you were interested in that, please let us know.
Yes, please.
And then let's see. Yeah, that was the night Josh was going to leave, and then left a note for him. It said to wait until the other ones fall asleep and then leave the tent and then follow the flashlight.
And it's humorous because originally they wanted to do Mike.
Mike was going to be the one.
But they changed their minds and said, no, we're going to do Josh.
I think he said he wanted to go to a Jane's Addiction concert.
Yeah, he had to go to a Jane's Addiction concert.
But they said they waited like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And he never did come out. They had to go to the, Josh, come out there.
And try not to wake fucking Heather and Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. And, which, again, man, it's just how much fun that had to have been. I mean, it may have been hell for them. I mean, it seems like in the commentary, if you've ever watched the movie, if you've not watched it with commentary, I highly recommend it.
As do I.
Because the commentary is so good. And I don't know on this box set that I have, it has new commentary. I have not heard that yet. Actually, in the processes of prepping for this, I had got that for Christmas, and I kind of looked through it quickly and carefully put it on the shelf and didn't touch it anymore. And I thought that, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me see what all's on this thing. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff on this thing. Like I said, it's 3 discs. And, but come to find out, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I wonder if it plays. Dun, 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 dun.
Boom.
No, it does not play in my player. I've got to get a region-free player, which I've been meaning to do anyway. So, unfortunately, I have not seen any of that yet. It would be nice to finally do so. We're talking about, at one point, maybe doing an anniversary edition of this. And we can do an updated version with all of that stuff on the box set.
Yep.
Out of the way for your listening pleasure. As far as nutrition and keeping them around, what they said, they gave them a power bar and an apple.
Yeah, for the last 2 days. Yeah.
For like a day. That's like, well, they gave them plenty of water.
Yeah, they at least kept them hydrated.
But yeah, they very little that they gave them. And then the parts where Josh finally disappeared and they were up on a hill.
Yeah.
And they were looking down on him, and all they could see was a little flashlight.
Yeah, they could see their flashlight looking for him.
Flapping around, which they eventually, when he left, they had to just play the audio of him.
Yeah, he had 3 different recordings.
Which they played in the house.
There was one outside their tent, one at the top of the stairs and then one at the bottom of the stairs in the house.
Yep. Which they didn't know
No,
that they were going to a house at that point.
that was actually just a diamond in the rough find.
And
Serendipity, as they said.
and then of course if you remember the when she came outside after Josh left and they found the bundle.
Yeah,
Outside the
she
stick
threw it
bundle.
away.
And she threw
originally.
it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. They like went on. They're like, wait. You got to go back and look in the bundle.
Yeah, you need to look in there. Go back and look at
She
that.
just grabbed it. Was like, oh shit, and threw it. Like didn't even look in it. And discovered what was it? Teeth from a dentist in Josh's hair.
Yep.
And there's all that controversy of it was this, it was that. No, ladies and gentlemen, it is teeth, and it is Josh's hair.
Yep.
And it is blood.
Yes, it is.
So that squashes anything. That came from the people who made the movie itself.
Yep.
To crush any other speculation. Yes, it is teeth, blood, and Josh's hair. Which I missed it in my notes, but I remember that Josh losing his necklace.
Yep, he lost his necklace in the
That
woods.
tooth I almost thought to myself, we should go out there and look for that damn thing.
If somebody hasn't already done it already.
You would think it'd be on the internet.
Yeah,
but
that's a fair
even the
point.
directors and everybody's like, dude, we should go up there and find it. That thing would be worth some money.
It's like, yeah, maybe the next time I'm out in Maryland.
The bad thing is, where would you start?
Right, that's the thing.
Who knows where? If you look in the movie, he's always got it.
Right. It had to have been when they woke him up to take him away.
It had to have been. It's got to be out there. And you'd think if someone would have found it, man, it'd be on the internet. So you didn't bring no, you didn't.
Oh, my laptop?
Now go ahead, carry on, my friend. I'm gonna see. Did anyone find? Dang it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to look this up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Necklace from the Blair Witch Project that he lost. Let's see if anything comes up. No, within the context of the fictional mythology of the Blair Witch Project, Josh's necklace, a boar's tooth necklace worn early in the film, was never found.
Oh, dear. So it still could be out there.
So
then,
they said it could still be. Here's a theory. This is on Reddit.
Oh, dear.
A theory is generated around observations made while viewing the original. Let's see what it says. Some of the post popularly that it distracted way of thinking. This is a stretch. I picked that up in my headphones a little bit, I think.
Yeah, just a little.
A little bit of thunder, ladies and gentlemen.
It is
Sorry
bad.
about that. That's Mother Nature for you. Let's see. So it doesn't look like the bundle theory, found footage experience, killing, voice media, finally explained, which it was, Joshua Blair. To my knowledge, no one found it. So, but again, where would you even start?
Right, exactly.
To even find it, but no, we had already discussed the old snot scene.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of accidentally. I know the Mike's reaction to the seeing the house was genuine.
Yes. Like I said, they did not know they were going to come upon that. That was
No.
serendipity in action, as the director called it.
And all the graffiti had to be removed from inside the house.
Yeah.
Rick's nephews did the handprints,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to reinforce the floors and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then Dan and somebody, I don't know if it was Ed or someone, were dressed in all black.
Yeah.
And nailed Mike in the basement. When you Mike go down in the basement,
Yeah,
he
he
gets
was
nailed,
the
he goes
first
down.
one. Yeah.
There's so much more in there that we really couldn't make the notes on that you really ought to hear. That is just absolutely genius
Mm-hmm.
on how they did this movie. And I know it was followed shortly after by The Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, which came out in 2000, and just plainly Blair Witch in 2016, which I was really excited for Blair Witch 2. I remember when it came out, and I finally saw it. And I'll be honest, I don't know if those of you have seen it or have not seen it. I, for one, thought it sucked.
Well, I have not seen it.
And because it was not found footage, it was like a completely different direction. I think I watched it once, maybe twice, a little after it came out. That's been quite a while.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't. It was really different, and it just didn't have. I mean, it's not going to live up to the first one. It's
No.
just not. And even the Blair Witch, great concept. Heather's brother is going to go out looking for her. He still believes she's still alive. He's going to go out looking for her, and this, that, and the other. And the first time I watched it, I thought, oh yeah, this isn't bad. This is actually a pretty decent film. I watched it again, revisiting it not too long ago, and no.
Damn.
I don't know what I saw in it in the beginning. I didn't see it this time. And I'm like, no, I turned it off. And not to mention, I mean, you can tell it was filmed somewhere else. I think it was filmed in British Columbia, I think. So the landscape was
completely
different. I mean, it was the same as Evil Dead 2013. You and I discussed it. I mean, you can tell the landscape's different, which a lot of people, I guess British Columbia is a big place to film.
I guess so.
And the UK and there. I mean, they always do that in films anyway. Like we were talking about The Descent.
Yeah.
It was, in the Appalachian Mountains, and I'm watching it. That's where I'm from, ladies and gentlemen. That's my backyard. And the second they show the landscape, I'm like, no, it's not. I ain't laughing like, no, it's not. And I look at the very end of it, it's like in the UK or something. Like, I told you. It was not filmed up there. But that movie through the years has gotten a cult following. A lot of people have grown to love it, as opposed to when it came out, it was a lot of the people that I talked to hated it. Like they did, that movie sucks, and I didn't like it. And I think it was the shaky cam. I don't think people were ready for that.
No.
And it threw people off, made people uncomfortable, people with motion sickness and stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
And people were probably expecting a major motion picture, which is what we had, a professionally shot film with this, that, and this was no name actors. It was two different cameras. You went between black and white, you went between color, and there's a lot of moments of just arguing, and there's a lot of moments of just walking, and I don't think people really knew how to take it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they really didn't.
And I think as it's gone through the years, the internet and everything else that has expanded it to a wider audience. And I think there's a lot more people that appreciate it now than they did in '99.
Oh yeah, most definitely so.
I've always been a fan of it. And I don't, that movie just, it's never going to be done again. And for those of you who don't know, it was just, they had been talking about it before. I know, what was it? Last year before last, the three of them, Mike, Josh, and Heather, were actually reunited at a convention somewhere. If you remember that. It was like, oh man, I wish I could. It was like somewhere way far away from here.
Oh yeah, always.
So I'm hoping that Heather will see the significance of this, and she will see how it's grown, and she will see how, I mean, I see in doing my research all the bad press that she got, and I don't buy any of it. I never did. I never oh, she should get the Bad Actress Award. I saw it as what it was.
Right.
And she did her job as each of them did. And I didn't see any farther than that. I did not fault any of them for their performances. I did not know who they were.
Right.
It's the first time I'd ever seen them. The movie as a whole, I didn't fault anybody for anything, or the movie, or the directors, or anybody. It was what it was. So, and I know that there's always people out there that are going to,
knock on it.
yeah, they're going to knock on it. They're going to give people a hard time. They're going to pick somebody out, which you could see in the film. There were parts of where they were kind of teaming up against Heather, and
Yeah, the
and
mutiny and
there was the
everything.
mutiny and all that stuff. And I think in a way that maybe kind of turned the crowd
Against her.
against her.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons she like we said before, that she kind of distanced herself from it. She didn't have a character to hide behind. It was Heather
Right.
Donahue.
Yeah.
She played herself in the movie, and it was genuine.
It really
I mean,
was.
when she did the part where the snot came over her nose,
Right.
that was she took the camera and went off and did that.
Yeah.
She did that on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, people are, oh, look at her eyes. You can see 3 cameras. Oh, you can see this. That.
Nope,
No,
it
you can't.
It
No,
was the
you can't.
reflection
It
of the
was-
light in her eyes.
Everybody's going to have something to say, just like everybody's going to have something to say about this podcast. I don't give a shit.
Nope.
You like it or you don't.
Correct.
But I enjoy doing this. I have a good time doing it. And I like the Blair Witch Project. It's one of my favorites. And it's in my collection. I have the box set. I have the DVD. I have the 1999. I have the VHS copy. I have an unopened VHS of The Curse of the Blair Witch. And I also have, again, my wife found this. I don't know how she does it. Unopened screener of The Curse of the Blair Witch.
Which is awesome.
I even got my Blair Witch shirt on today, just for the occasion. I mean, the movie, I love that movie, and I think it's grown. And one thing that we had discussed that I had completely forgot about, and I didn't have a chance to look up in the process, as I'm kind of doing this now. So if you excuse me if I'm kind of looking this up. And ladies and gentlemen, my distinguished colleague has to use the lavatory. Yes. So there is a Blair Witch Project tour that you can do. Now I don't know if they're still doing this or not. I remember seeing this on Facebook. They do have a Facebook page. It's the Blair Witch Experience.com. And you do a tour of all of the sites. For example, one of the ones they did, it was the day's tour begins at 8:30 Germantown, Maryland, where you will board a bus and be transported through Western Maryland on a tour of all filming locations of Blair Witch Project. Starting in Burkittsville Cemetery, you will venture to all spots where Heather, Mike, and Josh interviewed planet actors, as well as others they encountered to discover the mysteries of the Blair Witch. Next, we will visit the grocery store, where they interviewed the gentleman who gave the backstory about Rustin Parr. Then you will travel to Seneca Creek State Park, where you will see Coffin Rock, along with the spot where they interviewed the fishermen. Last stop of the day will take you to the woods where the mysterious stickmen were hanging, the Chewbacca stickmen, the famous Chewbacca one. And be sure to bring your twine. It is encouraged to refill the woods with the symbol that shocked the world in 1999. So that's right. They encourage you to build the stand. I wonder how many's out there.
I'd like to know that myself.
Saturday night includes a camp out at Tapsco State Park. Campground includes all the amenities of modern living, minus rock piles outside your tent. Running water, electricity, and modern bathroom facilities. The host site will include fun activities, gathering fans to meet others around the world. Sunday. Now, this is not anything that's coming up. This is just in the past. I'm kind of giving you a rundown of what they do on this tour. They include a trip to the location of the infamous ruins of the Rustin Parr House, located close to the campground. While the structure of the house is gone, that is right, ladies and gentlemen, the house is no longer there. They had to tear it down because it was getting kind of
it was all kind of haggard.
Yeah, somebody could go in there and get hurt or killed. The site includes many surprises for those who are brave enough to venture there. So that's a little bit of what they do on this tour. I think it would be excellent if they still do it. I think the last I saw on their Facebook page was 2024. So I don't know if they still do it. I know their sites are still up. They have a web page that's the BlairWitchExperience.com, and they're also on Facebook. I was going to try to reach out to them to see if they still did it. I just not had a chance. It's been quite a busy week.
Yes, it has.
So maybe in your spare time, I may try to do it as well, because I know the wife and I are definitely interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
So you could reach out to them. I think they have an email and everything on their website, Facebook page as well. So that is, what did I just say? The BlairWitchExperience.com? Yes, the BlairWitchExperience.com, and they're also on Facebook. So I think that would be really cool.
Oh, it would be.
And how they, things have kind of calmed down now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's something that you could do. And I guess people don't mind it so much now. But I can tell you that in other news on this film, I'm not really happy to report this. I was thinking, here recently it was April Fool's Day.
Right.
So I try to stay off the internet because there's so much bullshit. People literally had to go on there and calm everybody down about the Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw thing.
Yeah, that was horrible.
People blew up, and I saw it today. They were okay. It was April Fool's. It was.
Yeah, no kidding. I got upset.
Yeah, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, now some of you may be excited for this. I am not.
Neither am I.
It has come across the wire in the past week that a reboot of the Blair Witch Project is happening. And of course, good old Blumhouse is at the helm. Now I'm going to tell you, this don't need to happen.
No, it doesn't.
This movie cannot be recreated. It cannot have the same feel. It was the first of its kind. It started the whole thing. You're not going to redo this movie and give it the same feel. You're not going to redo this movie and make it probably as much money as this one made.
Right, that's not possible.
You're probably going to spend 5 to 10 times the damn money and not even get that much back on return, as opposed to they spent $60,000.
Right.
And made, what did I say? $248.6 million?
Yeah.
In my notes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Looking through my notes. Yeah. $248.6 million. Blumhouse. I hope you hear this, because if you think you're going to make that back,
it ain't going to happen.
You're out of your damn mind. Now, I'm probably, again, like we always say, I think that'd be a good idea. Well, I think that would, I would like to see that. And you know what? That's great. You can go see it. You can go waste your money.
That's right.
I am not. And I did read either yesterday or this morning that people were saying it's not set in stone that this is happening. So let us hope.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that this does not happen, because I'm telling you, it would be a disgrace to this film. It's like what we talked about on the first episode when Spielberg said Jaws was a lightning in a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
The Blair Witch Project was a lightning in a bottle. It's never going to happen again.
That's correct.
It's never going to, you could reboot it if you want. You're not going to catch that feel. It's going to be produced. It's going to have God knows how many the actors and actresses they're probably going to bring into this. You probably already know it's going to be scripted. It's going to be they're going to be staying in trailers, and you could even try to make them stay out in the woods and like you did in the. I'm sorry, it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to work. There's people that are going to disagree with that. And that's okay. You're an individual. You were entitled to your opinion and your thoughts. This is a free country.
Yep.
But here at the Horror Experience, I am going to speak out on the stuff that I do not like, and I do not like that, and I do not want it to happen. I think it is a damn mistake. Blumhouse, honestly, I don't know how they keep going. After what they've done, they started out strong.
Yeah, they did. Which was crazy.
How far should I go with this? Because I'm about to.
Yeah, I feel the soapbox coming out, and I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to stop it at that moment. So
I'm just going to say this, folks, because we're going to cover this franchise.
Yes, we are.
And we're really going to get into depth on this, so you understand where I'm coming from. Blumhouse did have some decent movies in the beginning when they started.
They really did.
They did, and I even. I even hate that I said it. At one point, I said, if you want to breathe life back into this Friday the 13th franchise, you're going to give it to Blumhouse, because look at what they did with Halloween 2018. Now, that trilogy had not been finished when I said that, okay, being 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. That trilogy had not finished yet. And I rant and raved, Blumhouse needs to get Friday the 13th because they had expressed interest in it. They need to get Friday the 13th. Look at what they've done with Halloween 2018. They brought everybody back. It did so well. I loved it. I loved Halloween 2018. I went the night it came out. Halloween Kills, the night it came out. Everything was good. And then Halloween Ends.
And I think that's where we need to put the soapbox away.
And I think we're going to stop at that, because if I keep going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Those of you who've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm sure there's probably very few people out there that actually enjoyed it. That's on you.
Uh-huh.
I have a hard time talking about it, folks, because it makes my blood pressure go through the damn roof.
It's true.
We're going to cover it on the Halloween episode, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that, because if you really want to hear me lose my shit, that's where you're going to hear it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, no, they do not. They need to keep their hands off of this.
Yes,
they need to keep their hands off of it, which we all know it's probably not going to happen. Hollywood does what Hollywood wants to do.
Yep.
And unfortunately, they do some pretty crappy stuff. Every now and again, they may knock it out of the park. But, you know, Blair Witch, I'm telling you, it does not need to be touched. They really don't. And I hope it doesn't. But we're going to see. We're going to keep up to date on it. Of course, here at the Horror Experience, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep you up to date on all things horror. And we will also let you know our opinions. We will hold nothing back.
Nope.
This show is recorded, and then we upload it as quick as we can if we don't have any problems, which I'm not looking forward to doing this one today. My wife is usually working behind the scenes. Let me give a shout out to my wife. I love her to death. She has been working tirelessly behind the scenes to get all this done.
It's true.
To get us on Amazon. YouTube took forever.
Strangely enough, yeah.
And to get us, we're now on all major platforms. What is it? Amazon, Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Yep.
Am I missing one?
Nope, that's everything.
And she's been helping. She had to help us get this thing going. It's like we started doing it. We did like a small run. Let's do a couple runs. Okay, everything sounds good. Before we do the show, we have a little ritual now that I've started.
Yep.
We always play. We'll break. Take our smoke breaks or whatever, and we'll play AC/DC's A Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll.
That's right.
And then once we're done with that, we do our thing, we hit record, and it seems like when she's here, everything was good. Now everybody's going to say it's because y'all are dumbasses. Look,
Well,
I ain't a whiz, okay? I'm learning this as I go. You can call me a dumbass all you want. I really don't give a shit. So
learn these problems now so we don't have to do them later.
I don't see you doing it. So there you go. And maybe you do. And if you do, more power to you. Maybe you're part of the Geek Squad. I don't give a shit. Best Buy sucks now anyway. Yeah, so we've learned some things since episode 1. We've got a little feedback from people we know. And so, yeah, I'm going to let loose a little bit more. And, you know,
That's
I'm
right.
sitting here worried about, well, you know what? Well, maybe we'll offend somebody. Or maybe, you know what? When I was growing up, offending someone wasn't a thing.
Nope.
So if you're offended, you may feel free to listen to another podcast if you like.
Correct.
Now, we hope you stay with us.
Please do.
Now, listen, we're not going to get, like, stupid and stuff, you know what I mean? So don't get, you know, afraid like we're going to get, I don't know. I can tell you this. There will be no politics on this show.
No.
There will be nothing of the sort on this show. This is movies for movie fans, and that is it.
Yes.
We're gonna rant and rave about the stuff we like and what we don't like, and that is it. So we're not gonna get into any of that stuff. That is not what this show's about. That's for other people to do. That's not us, man. You know. So, either way, the Blair Witch Project. If you guys like it, that's great. I don't know how many people. I don't know how like the room is divided anymore.
Right.
I just know that I'm still a fan of it and I always will be. And I know we probably got on a small rant off of the Blair Witch there for a minute, but you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to happen.
Yes, it is.
We are not editing this.
Nope.
We are not like now. If we start off and we kind of screw up, we might have to stop and restart.
Right. Try again.
This is unedited. We're recording this and then we release it. I wonder how far we are. How do I read this thing?
It should be an hour and a half in. If not somewhere close to an hour and a half. I've been checking my watch.
Oh, see, now my distinguished colleague checks his watch. Also, if you've noticed, keeps me in check. So I appreciate him for that.
Anytime.
To keep me from getting on my soapbox, which I will do. And on those episodes, again, ladies and gentlemen, you will want to stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Episode 3, we've been throwing around.
Yes, we have.
I don't know if we should say anything or if we should keep that quiet for the time being.
I guess keep it quiet for the time being until we officially.
Until we're finally. But if we decide to go the way we're going to go, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a really, really good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good clincher.
And of course, we'll give you all the updates on that one. I don't know, man. Do you have anything else to add on the Blair Witch, or?
I mean, no, not exactly. I think we pretty much covered everything.
I love it. I think it's a great movie. I mean, that first one is just like, I ain't watched the second one in probably a little after it came out. What was that? That was 2000.
Good Lord.
It's what, 2026 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that tells you, if that tells you anything. And then Blair Witch, I revisited and wasn't for me. But I'll tell you this. I'll fill you this on. Let's see. Who did this set? So I could tell people. Let's see. It's I know it says on the book Lionsgate Second Sight Films. Now I do know this comes from the UK. And it is out of print. So if you can find one, it is
a jewel.
Could you hand me that? There's a piece down there. You could hand me. I can tell you that it comes with Heather's All-Weather Backcountry Notebook. with all of her notes in it. It's got 3 discs. It comes with these cards. It's like a three collector's art cards. Heather's journal. It's got a book that has 184-page hardback book with archive production materials and new essays. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Second Sight Films. It's got, let's see, a restoration of the theatrical and festival cuts of the high 8 videotapes and 16 millimeter film elements, supervised and approved by the producers and the director. Also includes original exhibition theatrical cut from the 35 millimeter transfer master. Theatrical cut, new audio commentary by Alexandra Heller, Nicholas, and Josh Nelson. Theatrical cut, director and producers audio commentary. And disc 2 has the Blair Witch documentary,
which is amazing.
A new feature-length Second Sight Films production. You ain't seen that yet.
No, I have not.
The Blair Witch Project Analog Horror in a Digital World by Mike Munzer. Deleted scenes, including previously unseen video and 16 millimeter footage, alternate endings, Curse of the Blair Witch, Kane's 1995 archive director's interview, and trailers. And then, of course, the limited edition contest, the rigid slipcase with new artwork by Timothy. Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher this one. Pittides, Pittides, 148-page hardback book. Let's see. Heather's journal and 3 collector's art cards. Yeah, Second Sight Films. Thanks to the ones that released this. It is, like I said, it is a UK version, so chances are if you have a regular player, it's not going to play because it don't play in mine. So you'll have to get a region free. But one of the best box sets that I have seen, and I think that's the only box set that's on that film.
Right, I was about to say, it's the only one I've ever heard of.
So if you can track one down, your best bet's going to be eBay. I think that's probably where she found it. Could be wrong. She tends to find things, and I don't know how the hell she found it, and I don't. She just did. So, either way, our take on the Blair Witch.
Yes, sir.
Episode 2. So, any closing thoughts?
It's just a wonderful movie, man. Like, it really is. Like, every time I watch it, I just get so sucked into it because of how I know how it was done. It's just crazy. Planted actors, actual people, not a real script, just half-assed direction for the better part of the definition. The reactions are genuine. Like, the things they did, they really did. Like, when they were in the hotel, they were really getting hammered. Like, that wasn't, they were really drinking.
Yep.
And then, of course, with Patty, that was her. Like, that was her trailer. That gate was her gate. Like, everything was her. Like, it's just so beautiful, man. And there's no way that it could ever be recreated. You cannot get that feel again. The reactions will always be scripted from now on, because that's another thing. The reactions were genuine because they didn't know entirely what was going to happen to them.
Nope. No, not at all. I mean, they left very little for them to go on. Just like I said, the one note that Heather said, when you pass by the big log, make sure the camera's running.
Right.
And that was all they got. So, I mean, yeah, it was genuine. And throw in the bundle. I don't know what the hell this is. Throw it over.
And then Mike kicking the map into the creek. He really did that out of frustration. That wasn't scripted. Yeah. He really did that.
Oh, they were frustrated.
Yeah.
They were times what they said that he had gotten a little physical with her.
Yeah, and then she bit him.
He felt really bad because they said Mike's a real gentle guy.
Right.
But
they were really getting frustrated and letting some emotion out.
Yeah. I mean, you're out in the woods for 6 days.
Yeah.
You're getting a power bar and a piece of fruit a day. You're getting very little direction. You're in the rain. You're in the freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting screwed with every night.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but, okay, I'll sign up for this. You always
Right.
sign up for stuff. And, oh man, this is gonna be great. And then you get into it, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Was this what I signed up for? But then you look at it now, and it's as huge as it is. One thing I don't get is, I wonder why there's just not more of them on that movie. Why are there no more conventions? Why are they not
Yeah, that is a really good question.
embracing? I know they did that one we just spoke about,
Mhm.
where they all three got together. There needs to be more, man. You three together again? Dude, the line would be
Deadass.
around the building to see them.
It really would.
I mean, I know it would for me.
Yeah.
But if it happened anywhere close.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I know very few people that are hearing this. And by the way, each and every one of you who listen and that have downloaded and that have liked it or subscribed or whatever the case may be, we want to thank each and every one of you for that.
Yes. Thank you all.
We really appreciate it. It's because of you we do this. I sent like a little bit of a love letter out on the websites earlier in the week, this past week, and I don't know how many saw it, but thank you very, very much. And we hope we can continue to do this, continue subscribing, liking, and spreading the word, getting more people to listen to us.
Yes.
It's going to get better and better as we go. We're learning as we go, and the content will get better. We'll be able to cover things a little bit better, because as we do these and we listen to it, and we have close friends that either we work with or whatnot, they can kind of give us a little bit of feedback.
Yep.
On what they like, what they dislike, or whatnot, so we can kind of adjust accordingly. So just be patient, stick with us. If you're still listening to it and you can, I don't know, just give us a chance, people. This is our second episode. This is our second one.
Yeah. Which I feel did pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen. Look, you're your own worst critic.
Yeah.
I beat myself up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to listen to this one, because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking,
yeah,
I haven't said enough, or I'm like, my brain's going backwards on what I've said, and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna sound. Did I jump around too much? Did it make any sense? I don't know. So I'm kind of beating myself up here, because I don't know. I'm hoping y'all enjoy this one. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah.
If not, I'm sorry. We did our best.
We're trying our best.
We're trying our best. Trying my best. Come on. There's another inside joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Those who know us that hear that will probably get a kick out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, like I said, this is our second one, so we're trying to kind of feel this out, get a feel for, just like even some of the other podcasts I listen to, when they say, we go back and listen to some of the first ones, man, they were horrible. So
yeah,
I keep that in mind when doing this. And I know, not everybody's going to start off knocking it out of the park. So, we hope you enjoyed this one. I know we enjoyed doing it, not in the beginning, trying to figure out how things were working, but let's see how the upload's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
We can't exactly tell you when it's gonna be available, but as soon as we get this thing up, it's gonna be up, and we will let you know.
Yep.
Which you'll probably already know, listen to this. But either way, are you?
I'm good.
You good? We're gonna wrap this,
all.
ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to wrap on the Blair Witch Project. We hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, yes.
We hope it gave you some more insight. We hope maybe it even frightened you.
Or inspired you to want to see it for the first time.
And if you have not seen it for the first time, go grab a copy. Go and watch it. And when you go to sleep tonight, do you really want to keep your eyes open? Or do you want to shut them? Or you were scared to do both? Either way, we hope you've enjoyed this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next time for episode 3 on the horror experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.